Good morning, students. In the last class, we have discussed the VBT and we have described the properties of the complexes with the help of the VBT, their hybridization, the magnetic property, the type of the complex it is going to form. Now, today we are going to discuss one more example related to the hybridization concept and the explanation of its property. So it is FeCN whole 6 3 negative. There is a slight difference here that the experimental data, we will be now relating with the experimental data. It has been found that the experimentally that this complex will have the one unpaired electron, right? As a result, what will happen, there will be one more step which we are going to do. Since this concept is totally based on the experimental data, right? So hence this leads to the, we can say, unpredictability of the VBT while explaining the structure, the complex compounds, right? And that we have to make an assumption there. Now we will discuss this further. Now here it is a complex FeCN whole 6 3 negative. It has got the atomic number, central metal atom ion is iron here. It is Z equals to 26. Atomic number is 26. What I told you last day, that I have to first write down the electronic configuration of it. So it is argon 3d6 4s2. Then we will write down the iron in the ground state. So 3d 4s and 4p. This 3d6. You will first fill up single filling of the orbitals will take place and then the pairing will begin. That is 4s2 and 4p. Now we will find out the oxidation state of iron, students. Here it is how much will come, plus 3. So it is Fe plus 3. So that means that we have to get 3 electrons removed. So 2 from 4s and 1 from 3d. So we will get this configuration 3d5, 4s2, 4p. If you just see here, it is 3d5. So since the orbitals are filled up here, in that case, to get the orbitals available for the incoming ligand, we should be using the 4d then. But it is p. Now this here, it is related with the experimental data that we are not going to use the 4D, we are going to use 3D, because if we use 4D, we have to keep 3D electrons unpaired. In that case, it will be a high spin or it will have more number of unpaired electron, but it has been found that the number of unpaired electron is only 1. So that means the pairing of electrons is going to take place here. So we have done in the hybrid state, to get the hybrid state or to get the vacant orbitals available for the incoming ligands, pairing will take place, right? As a result, we are getting one unpaired electron here. So how many orbitals are now available vacant here? It is 6. So this will undergo the hybridization. It will form D2sp3 hybridized state. Then we will write down for the complex. So here it is, the 6 orbitals which is being available here vacant for the incoming ligands. Then the ligand is going to give it electron pair and will just coordinate to the central metal ion. Right, students? Now after drawing these structures, the structure for we can say this hybridized state of this complex, right? We will now write down the properties. The first one is the D2. It undergoes the D2sp3 hybridization. Since it is undergoing this hybridization, the geometry of the complex is going to be octahedral, and as the inner d orbital is being used, so it is an inner orbital complex. It is paramagnetic, though it has got one unpaired electron, right? But since the number of unpaired electron is 1, then also it will be a paramagnetic substance. If a single electron remains unpaired, it will be a paramagnetic substance. And you can see here that the number of the unpaired electron is less here. So it is the low spin complex, right, students? So these are the characteristics of this complex which we can predict with the help of the VBT. Right, this is going to be a great drawback of the VBT, that in some cases we don't get the electron pair up, or to get the electrons paired up, right? It will be then depending upon the experimental data that how many unpaired electrons we are getting. This is one of the drawback of the VBT, that we can say the type of ligand. Finally, it is result in the type of ligand, because the approaching ligand decides the, we can say, decides the availability of the vacant orbital for itself, right? And for it causes the pairing of the electron. So VBT cannot explain it, right? So that's why we further look ahead for the next theory, that is the crystal field theory. Now students, next we will see the another complex. Here it is NiCN whole 4 2 negative. So first of all, you will write down the atomic number of nickel, that is 28, and then you will write down its electronic configuration, right? And after that you will just draw the hybrid state for the this complex. And first we will write down for the nickel ion in its ground state. So this is 3D8. This is 3D8. Then comes 4s2. This is 4p. Then next will be the oxidized state of nickel. So students, here it will be how much? It will come +2. Right, it's -1 into 4, just -4 here, x -4 equals to -2, it will come +2. Next is, you have to get the 2 electrons removed. This 4s will get vacant here, right, and we will get here 3D8. Right, now next come the hybrid state. Now students, if you see here, again you will see here that it is getting 2 unpaired electrons here, right? And the orbitals which are vacant here at present, it is 4, right? So thing that can come to mind, that it should undergo sp3 hybrid orbitals. But here again one twist is there, that the experimental data reveals that it has got the 1 unpaired electrons in 3D subshell. But if we just look here, we are getting 2 unpaired electrons. That means here the pairing of electrons has taken place again, right? So that here we are getting the 1 vacant orbital available. D is a vacant orbital available for the hybridization. So it will be the hybridization which will be shown is going to be DsP2 hybridization will be observed here, right? Now you can just write down the configuration here for the complex. So it is NiCN whole 4 2 negative. So here 2 electrons from each cyanide ion will be made available. This is again Cn negative. This is again Cn negative. It might not be visible the lower line, but I have written here the cyanide ion which is giving the this lone pair to the dsp2 hybrid orbitals. Right, now students, next we will just conclude here the properties or the characteristics. The first one is hybridization, that is DsP2 hybridization. Second is the complex is square planar complex. The geometry is square planar. Third is, you can see here that all the electrons are paired up here. So what is going to be here? This is, all the electrons are paired up. So it is a diamagnetic in nature, right? And it will be a low spin complex, right? So what is the difference here is that we are doing it in same way, but here the one assumption which we are making at this stage, that here we are getting the two unpaired electrons, but I'm just correcting it. I'm correcting myself in just earlier I have told it has got one unpaired electron. It doesn't, experimental data reveals it doesn't have any unpaired electrons. So the pairing of the electrons will have to be done, right? So here this is on VBT only, which doesn't give a proper explanation for it why the pairing is going on here, right? So just tell that experimental, it is based on the experimental data. Since we are not getting any unpaired electrons, so it is only possible when all the electrons are paired up, and that's why pairing is been done, right? So this point you have to keep in mind. And there are certain, like when we will go through the CFT, then we will come to know that why is it so. In some cases we are making the pairing to be done. This is all on the basis of the classification of the ligand as a strong field and a weak field, and that we are going to study ahead. That is when we will discuss the crystal field theory. Students, so you have to practice these complex, the VBT, and you have to practice to just conclude to the property or the characteristics of the complexes with the help of the VBT, right? So just keep practicing.